This here podcast is for a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You never know. We might be talking about spirituality and wellness, relationships, whatever it is that you do to get your money, be it working somewhere, be it running your own thing, be it having a side hustle. It's all good over here. We are getting organized. We are handling our time management better, and we are having fun through it all. Because over here, it's all love, all light, and good vibes only. So, if you are interested in living, laughing, and learning, growing, and glowing, drinking your water, and minding your own business, this is the perfect place for you. Hi, I'm Tiff, and welcome. Hey, bestie. Hey, boo thing. Hey, you and you and you. I am so glad that you have joined me for another edition of the Life Unscripted podcast by Organized Energy. I'm your girl, Tiff, on the mic one time. Okay, too much, y'all. Over here, no, I am having a good time though. For you that have been following the show, the last month I have been featuring some incredible African Americans that have been doing phenomenal work in their respective fields, and was on a series entitled You Are Part of Black History. And so I was introducing you all to incredible people and just having some really down-to-earth conversations and just giving them a platform and a space to drop gems on us so that we could pick a few things up, you know? Anyway, that being said, I'm back. It's me, y'all. It's just me on the mic this time. That series is over for the moment, but we're still celebrating Black History 365 now. Let's not get that twisted. But I just did a special series for the month of February. Okay. All right. So now that I'm back, I do have something that I want to share with you guys. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I probably should have been and recorded this particular episode, but you know, it's never too late to say what I got to say. Okay. And basically what I want to say is this. I've been noticing some things, and you know, y'all, I'm just going to be honest. It's been bothering me. So one, let me say this first of all. I am not huge about loving social media. Let me just start there. I'm not a social media lover. However, of course, many of us do utilize it for different reasons. So, you know, maybe once or twice a day, I might find myself scrolling and looking on my various platforms just to kind of see at a quick glance. Maybe 5 minutes is all my attention span can give it. I might scroll through, you know, and see what's up, see who's doing what, and just, you know, kind of congratulate, celebrate with, you know, with everyone, you know, fellowship a little bit, and I'm in and I'm out. Okay. And I just really never been one to fool with a lot of people anyway, whether it's in social media land or even in real life. You know, a lot of times it might be that an event's going on and it sounds so great, you know, when the event is initially mentioned, you know, it's like, oh, that sounds like fun. Yes, I think we should do it. And then time come to do the thing, to go to the place, to participate, to log on to that call, that event. And it's like, why did I say I was going to do this? I don't feel like doing this. Can you feel me on that? Okay. All right. I know I can't be the only one. It sounds good in theory to do some things, but then when it comes down to it, you like, I don't want to do this. Or you get there and you like, are you ready to go yet? Can we leave now? Or you start telling the person you came with, look, I'm ready to go whenever you are. I ain't trying to rush you, but when you ready, I'm ready. Okay. So, I say that to say, I'm just not really, I'm more so a loner. I'm more so a loner. I could give it, take it or leave it. I guess it's the word. Take it or leave it. Not word, phrase, right? Okay. I could take it or leave it when it comes to going places and doing things. I like to say that I'm an outgoing homebody. I like to get out and see a little bit, depending on what it is. If it's if it's an earthy boho, just kind of taking it easy, just kind of, that's me. Something where there's a big crowd, there's a lot of people, if it's trending, I probably don't want to do it. I'm not a trending or a popping kind of person. But I say all that to say, so just like that's how I am in real life, that's kind of how I treat social media. I'm just not one to care to be on there. I'm not really interested in the trends. Some people, they post every little thing they do from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. I mean, I don't know how they enjoy some of the things that they're doing because they're too busy filming everything. It's like, how can you be mindful and in the moment and constantly filming so that you can post and flex on people on social media trying to I just don't get it. But hey, to each his own. Anyway, I say that to say that when I'm on social media, I get in and I get out, honey. But what I'm noticing when I'm on there is sometimes if you've seen one post, you've seen them all. If you've seen one method of doing some things, you've seen them all. That's what I'm starting to notice in some cases. No, that does not apply to all scenarios and all situations. But where I'm going with that is I think that people are comparing themselves to others and they're going along to get along because it looks like that's what's working for Susie. So that'll probably be what works for me. So let me try Susie's way and let me get in on the seemingly successful lifestyle that Susie has, because Susie did it like this. So let me do it like that. And hopefully I can, some of those blessings will spill over to me. And that's not necessarily the case. That's where I really want to go with this. That's not the case, you guys, all the time. What worked for Susie may not work for you. And I think that when people are on social media, and even in real life too, not just social media, just even in real life too, I think people are spending a lot of time looking around, comparing themselves to someone else's highlight reel, and not really realizing that what you're seeing may just be their highlight reel. And I think people are getting down on themselves, and really shouldn't be, if that makes sense. And so what I'm seeing, and I know, and I'm not saying I'm not speaking in theory. I'm telling you, I'm speaking from an exact thing that I saw recently. I'm not just making this particular episode up, okay? There's something that I saw that irked the heck out of me recently. I'm just gonna say. And I'm probably leave it right there with that, so as to not call a person out. But I think sometimes if a person doesn't have their own idea, or what their idea was, it doesn't seem to be working for them, and then it's one thing to just kind of draw inspiration, because sometimes you just need a starting point, and then you can kind of go from there. People do that all the time. They go online, maybe to Pinterest, and they get some ideas on, graphic design. They might get ideas on home decor, get ideas on what to cook for dinner. But then I strongly believe in putting your own funk on it. You know what I mean? Putting your own funk on it. Put some funk on it. Put your name on it. Do it like you do. You know what I mean? Mix that stuff up, put your own secret sauce on it, and do what you do. But what people are doing is going out there to battle, trying to wear Saul's armor. Now, Bible scholars, you'll catch that. When I say put on Saul's armor, so in the Bible, David was going to fight Goliath, right? And so King Saul told David, you go out there to fight, this big giant. You need to, be protected. You need to wear like certain gear, And so he offered his armor. And David refused to wear it. David was like, I can't wear this. This is too big. This is too heavy. This is not for me. This isn't what I need. David knew that he was anointed to beat Goliath with a rock, a stone, and a slingshot. That's all he needed. It did not make sense to other people. It was like, what? A smooth stone and a slingshot. What's this gonna do? Big warriors couldn't battle Goliath, and you are gonna do this, And so King Saul, insisted, wear this, wear my armor. But David's like, no, that's not what I need. I got this with what I got. All I need is within me. And I won't say within me, because in this case, obviously, it was out. It was a physical thing. But you know what I mean. You've been equipped with what you need, and you can win with what you've been equipped with. Okay, and so you cannot try to be like anyone else. Their armor is going to be too big, too heavy, too small, inadequate, insufficient for your own battle, for your own thing, because their thing isn't your thing, and your thing is not theirs. You have an assignment and they have an assignment, and it might look like the assignment is similar, yet they're very different, because we've all been given our own race, and we all have been equipped with our own gifts, our own funk to put on it, our own secret sauce to put on it. We have what we need with our own DNA, our own fingerprint, our own signature, our own way. Now, yes, you can take and apply methods that, could be in general and use, and then you can kind of spice it up, dice it up from there. Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, you can't win copycatting your way to the bank. You cannot copycat your way to whatever it is and think you're going to get a personalized victory and a personalized blessing. It don't work like that. I can only be me, and you can only be you. I would never want to be you, and you should never want to be me, And so as I'm looking around and I'm seeing, different ways and businesses and methods and posts and trends and how to post this and what we're putting out there's a lot of copycatting going on. And so when I think about that, I think about that scenario with David and Saul, and that too large of an armor, the uncomfortable size armor that just wasn't made for David. I think about big clown shoes. You trying to, run a race wearing some clown shoes that are not your size. I think about just how silly it looks on the outside to see someone trying to do and be like someone else. Do your own thing. And so I implore you today, as you think about how you can bring this thing on home. How can you apply this? What am I saying? I want you to consider whatever race you've been given to run, whatever assignment you've been given to complete, whatever goal you've been given to attain, right? Whatever your thing is, whatever your path, your journey, whatever. What did God give you to use to bring that thing on into life, into fruition? Okay? To attack it, to win it, to do it, to whatever. Because what's for you is for you. What's for you is not for Donna, Susie, Karen, Bob, Tim, Frank, Jack, nobody else but for you. And what's for them is for them. It's not for you. Okay? When you get your blessing, it's going to come delivered with your name on it. Okay? Not theirs. And so you have to do things your way, and be very unique. And I say that, I'm going to tell you, really popular thing that people do in business is they check out their competitors. That's usually part of, completing a SWOT analysis. For those of you all who are not familiar, a SWOT analysis is when you are identifying, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then you do you compare your competitors, and you do some other things when you're creating a business plan. And so when you're researching a business plan, or you're doing your business plan, and you start to research your competitors. Yeah, it is. I'm not saying that it's not wise to know what their competitors are doing, but I've never there's just not been a thing that I've just cared too much for, because I know what God gives me to do. And so sometimes what God's given you to do has never been done before. You don't have anybody to look to and try to compare to, or try to beef up what they're doing, and you're going to just do a little better. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't have its place, but in many cases, when you are carrying out your purpose and you're doing what God gave you to do, He gave you an assignment. And so you really can't spend too much time looking to your left and your right. In fact, a lot of times it is for you, and only you can do it like you do it. You can't even worry about how the neighbor's doing it, because that ain't their assignment. Okay. And so I know when I used to have my childcare facilities, my early child development centers years ago, I really didn't look and find out what the other early childhood development centers were doing. I didn't care. I didn't care what their curriculum was. I did not care what their hiring practices was. I did not care about their prices. I did not care about anything. I didn't. I won't say I didn't care about the prices. I think when I first started, I did, check out one or two. And I didn't do any of that incognito. I literally came straight and was like, hey, I'm opening up a new center, and I'm on the other side of town. I'm nowhere near you. I'm not trying to compete with you. Take your business. None of that. I'm way on the other side of town. So hopefully that'll make you feel better, and I would just say, hey, but could you help me with XYZ? And I think I asked I know for a fact I did. I asked 2 maybe centers, hey, how do you determine your prices? And how did you make your contract or something, I asked. But that was it. I did not spend any more time in all my years of doing that particular business trying to figure out who was doing what and how. I just didn't. I know people do. And I used to get calls, and they would say, I got a baby. And look, they would always have one child in each of the age ranges, so they could want to check prices for every age group. I have an infant, and I've got a 1-year-old, and I've got a preschooler, and I've got a school age child. And how much would, and they would, and I just, in my mind, I'm like, look, sis, if you're trying to open a daycare up and you're just trying to check out prices or compare, just say so. I'll help you. You ain't got to call acting like you're somebody else, or you got, but they would do it all the time, and you could spot them out. It was so easy, but that just hasn't been me. And so I want you to really evaluate what you've been given to do, where your anointing is, where your blessing is, what is your purpose, what is your passion, what are your gifts, what are the talents God's given you, what can you do to bring those things together to give Him glory and to fulfill your purpose. And I want you to not look to your left, and I want you to not look to your right. I want you to look up, and I want you to look within. Look up to God and ask Him, and look within and see what He gave you. And if you're lacking anything, ask Him for that. Ask Him for wisdom, and you ask Him to help, because if He gave you the vision, He'll give you the provision. And I want you to go forth on that. Now, it's not wrong to ask for a mentor or to ask for a little guidance from someone who might have already been down that path similarly. But to copycat, literally, I have, there's a person that I recently corresponded with and I thought the person was cool. I look up and the person, some of their, they I start seeing some things that were familiar. Let me just say that. I'm not even going to go into detail. And I said, oh, this person that changed their profile a little bit. It looked familiar. Oh, they sending out a newsletter, and what they said in their newsletter looks familiar. And I thought, for real, so-and-so, for real. And, yeah, but whatever, I whatever that is. But the point is, you can't be you. If I were to sum all this up, I would say, be you. Be you and put your signature on whatever it is. The kind of husband, the kind of wife, the kind of mom or dad, sister, best friend, employee, business owner, whatever, volunteer, church worker, ministry leader, whatever you do. Be you. Do it like only you can do it. That's what I want you to take away from this. Do whatever it is, only like you can do it. Okay? That's what I want you to work on. That's what I want you to think about. That's what I want you to evaluate. Just because you see people posting certain things on social media don't mean you have to. Just because they walking on crates don't mean you have to. Just because they're doing this or that crazy challenge doesn't mean you have to. Okay? Some of that's fun. Okay, go right on. Some of it is like, really, people, are we doing this now? And along those lines, even though this little piece is not even about what we were talking about, but I just want to add this just as a bonus that really has nothing to do with the rest of what I was saying. But I do want to say this too. It's kind of disturbing that we are so into impressing people on social media that we cannot enjoy. I ain't gonna say we. I ain't even gonna put myself in that because I don't do that crap. But that people cannot enjoy the moment. I was at a concert. Layla Hathaway concert. It's been, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. And she stopped her show and she was like, I need you all to put your phones away. Y'all have been so fascinated with recording this show that you have not been present in the moment with me to enjoy this show. And she says, I draw off y'all's energy. And she was like, you all are into the phones. You're recording everything about this show. Be here with me and enjoy this moment. And I felt her on that. I didn't have my phone out because I ain't with that. If you ain't come, I guess you ain't going to know what happened at the show because I'm not about to record it for you. I'm not doing all of that. I want to enjoy the moment. I'm very much into mindfulness. It's very important to be there, be in the moment. And so you guys, every time you do something, it does not have to be put on social media. Everything a person eats, every time the boo buys you something, take you somewhere, do something with you, do something for you, everything. Like, I don't think people are saving any moment for themselves to live privately, except the low moments that you really don't want people to see. Because again, we're only showing the highlight reels. And people are going crazy and being depressed and having anxiety and coming down hard on themselves, all because they feel like they can't live up to the standard that's being set. That's really not a true standard because it's really just a bunch of highlight reels, In fact, I have started unfollowing accounts that look too fake to me. I like imperfection. I used to be really, really anal about making things need to be like a way, they need to be perfect. Even when it comes to branding, I'm over it. I'm over branding for the most part. And I won't say over branding. I probably shouldn't say it that way. I'm going to say some of the aesthetics. So, and what I mean by that is it used to be that you want everything to be perfect. And so even if you had say an Instagram page, you want all the colors to match, all the fonts to match, it looks so boring. You go to some people's pages and they have all these soft whites and pinks and delicately put together, aesthetically pleasing grids on Instagram. And I'm looking like, this is so fake. I won't say fake. That's probably not the right word. It's so It's so perfect that it doesn't leave room for imperfection. And being that we're human, there's bound to be imperfection. And I'm not saying to not do things in excellence. Absolutely. But for me personally, I'm just going to say for me, I don't care about the matching anymore. If I see it and I like it, I'm going to post it. I can't not post it because it doesn't match the colors of my aesthetics on my page. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing, this is beautiful, but it doesn't go with the theme. No, if it's beautiful and I see it and I want to share it, I'm going to post it. It doesn't matter. My page can be purple, orange, green, blue, brown, black, white, gray. I don't care. I'm just at the point of real is what matters to me. Authenticity is what matters to me. Being down to earth, approachable, humanizing your brand. That's what matters to me. Not an image, not this facade, not a mask. It needs to be real. It's got to be real. Okay? That's what I'm into. Now, and again, not to knock anyone who likes things perfect. Not to knock that at all. That used to be me until I realized that life's not perfect. And so I'm not going to keep expecting perfection. I expect progression. I expect that things are going to continue to get better, but I do not expect perfection out of you, and I'm not expecting perfection out of me. In fact, you probably won't see perfection out of me. You'll see excellence because I'm going to do things to the best of my ability, and you're going to see uniqueness because I'm going to do it the way I want to, not the way that everybody around me is doing it. And I encourage you to free yourself and do the same. Free yourself, because when you're trying to conform, trying to do everything like everybody else, and trying to do it in a perfect way, that's where you mess up. That's where the stress comes. And who needs any more of that? You know what I mean? I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to get off my tangent. I'm going to let you be and go on about your business today. But I hope that this touched you. I hope that it inspires and enlightens you. And I hope that as a result, you make the decision to be you, to do you, to look up to God and ask him what to do. Look within and see what you already got to work with. And do what's best for you. Not copying anybody else's. Because God broke the mold when he made you. You're already unique. You're already special. Do it your way so that we can see you shine through all that you do. Okay? All right. I love you, boo. Have the most amazing week ever. Till next time. It is awesome to listen to my show, but wouldn't it be amazing if you could launch your very own? Go from listening to launching when you pick up my new book called Is This Thing On? The Super Simple Guide to Planning, Launching, and Scaling Your Podcast. And of course, it was written by a podcaster for new and aspiring podcasters. Think of it as business strategy meets podcasting 101. So yeah, anyone can launch a podcast. That's the easy part. But not everyone understands the business and brand strategy behind operating a podcast. Be it if you're doing it just for yourself and for pleasure as a hobby, or if you're doing it to get more eyes on your brand. Either way, this book, this project is for you. Visit organizedenergy.co/shop. Again, organizedenergy.co/shop. I've got some goodies for you. I want you to visit organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. organizedenergy.co/spill the tea. I have curated a list of some of the favorite tools and resources that I use as I operate my business that have been amazing for me. They have helped me to save time. They have helped me to build my team. They have helped me to stay connected with my people. And I absolutely love so many of these tools. I want to share them with you, and it's free to download. So again, go to organizedenergy.co/spill-the-tea so that I can help you get started working smarter and not harder. Again, and as always, I want to thank you for listening. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you shared your time with me. That's number one. Number two, I always tell you guys as I close out my show that I love you. I remind you that God loves you. And I want you to make sure that you love you. Okay? I love you. God loves you. I want to make sure that you love you. Now, if you enjoyed this show and what you heard today, I ask that you do me a favor as my bestie. Would you please go over to Apple Podcasts, to Spotify, and wherever else you listen that has the opportunity for you to rate and review. I would love for you to rate the show and to leave a meaningful review. I want to make sure that you also have subscribed to the show and that you will share it with someone that you think would really enjoy it like you do. Okay? I truly appreciate you. I really do love you. And I cannot wait for you to join me again on the next episode. Have the absolute best week ever.